Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Daily Masters cast. We're going to be checking out a couple of very high level players here. Down the bottom left side of the map, it is actually down the bottom right side of the map, sorry. It is going to be Ruin, green Protoss player, sorry about that. And a bit of information about him. He's from South Korea. He plays for the Incredible Miracle team. And he's currently number 164 on the WCS. So not a lot happening in terms of his WCS, but he has been out there. He has been doing some stuff. Down at the bottom left side of the map, we do have Leenock, our purple Zerg player. He is also from South Korea, and he plays for the team for Utopia. And is currently number 47 on the WCS. So he's been doing a bit more. Getting out there doing a bit more tournaments, so congratulations on him for doing all that stuff, and we will see if that higher rank just sort of pushes out to a higher skill level. Generally you sort of expect it to, and in the vast majority of cases you would be right, but we have seen many games where somebody with a much lower WCS rank has just come out and just owned in that particular game. So you can never say, well, this person's going to win or this person's going to lose. I mean, you can kind of guess, but you may be wrong. And we're not going to cast 100 games between these two players. Although maybe over the life of my casting career, maybe we will end up with 100 games. But right now, it's just this one game. Oh, the probe. Oh, I don't think it's going to... Yeah, beautiful. Just managed to get there. I think he could have done that a bit before because Ruin was really out on the skirts, but he didn't want to risk it. So yeah, finally getting down that hatchery though, and the probe, pretty nice job in blocking that hatchery. At least he made Leenock think twice about getting that expansion a number of times. And here we go. I've actually got a Forge Fast expand going on here. The cannon is coming down after the Nexus, so very nice play. He hasn't got any sort of gate going on here, although if he's placed this right, he might be able to put a gateway there. Yes, he has. So beautiful planning right there, and all he needs is one other building there, and then he's got the most beautiful gate you have ever seen. So this would probably be for a cyber core, or if he starts to get a bit twitchy, you can put down another gateway there. But I'm not sure he's too worried. Leenock going for an extremely early third base here, so that's the 4-minute mark. Got to be knocking these down ASAP. A probe. How the hell did Ruin know to scout this? I just do not know, but he has scouted it, and oh man, that is pretty huge because Ruin, and I mean, obviously there's nothing he can really do about it, I don't think, but he can go for early pressure if he really wants to, because obviously you'd expect that third base to be out a little bit later, but it is not. It's up nice and early. And that may influence Ruin a little bit. We've seen a lot of Protoss players, they go for crazy tech at the start, not really so much for units. But with the third base already out, Leenock's going to have the economy that much sooner, he's going to have the army that much sooner. And that definitely means that Ruin might be a good idea for him to start thinking about a heavier unit count rather than shooting straight up for tech, because he is definitely going to get swamped a lot earlier than you would normally expect to get swamped by a 3-base Zerg. Usually you might expect like the 9-10 minute mark or something like that. Maybe a little bit earlier if they're doing the Ling attacks, but with this third base out, I mean, it's 5-6 minutes now and it's already up, it's already got a queen on it, and that's a very early expansion. So yes, he can start pumping out so many more workers and start putting out pressure a lot earlier. So definitely something that Ruin has got to be able to deal with. He's getting a Stargate out now. He's got one gas on there. Is he getting the 4th gas as well? I just do not know. Bunch of Lings coming out. They're going to be pretty ineffectual between the cannon and that Zealot, although the Zealot is not on hold position. So there's a very small mistake there, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he will correct that at some point. So yeah, he's got 3 gas on the way. 3 gas mining, sorry. He's got his Stargate out. Yeah, there we go. Phoenix actually going for Phoenix tech nice and early on. And we will see if that's going to work out, because obviously all Leenock needs to do is put down a few spore crawlers and the Phoenix become extremely crappy at their job. And even without Spore Crawlers, you need at least 3 or 4 Phoenix to be able to take down Queens. And if you can't take down Queens, then Phoenix are pretty much useless. I mean, they can hit Roaches a bit when the Roaches are around the field, and we do see a Roach Warren coming out. But yeah, not really much else they can really do. I mean, they can hunt Overlords, which is nice, yeah. But, I mean, just being able to snipe a few random Overlords on the map is not reason enough to build a Stargate. I mean, that's an expensive building. That's a lot of stuff. You want that to be able to do something else. You want it to be able to knock away Roaches, knock away a couple of Queens, all that sort of stuff. The unfortunate part of sniping that Overlord is that Leenock now knows there are Phoenix coming, and instantly we see a whole bunch of Spore Crawlers going up everywhere on the map. Looks like he needs another one on the other side of each base. He's got one at each base, but he definitely has them spread out to the point where it looks like he's waiting for a second one to go down. But obviously Minerals a bit tight at the moment, and so is his worker numbers. He's 59. He doesn't want to throw all of them into Spore Crawler straight away, but he will have to start doing it here. I mean, here you can have a look. Oh, actually managed to get a pylon up there. Some Zealots coming in. They're going to get wiped out in short order. But the Phoenix coming in to help. Going to be lifting up the Roaches. Not quite in time though. And oh man, look how long it takes to kill a single Roach. That is just nuts. So yeah, this harassment's pretty much over here. And the Phoenix is just taking way too much damage from that Queen. And the Roaches are not going down nearly fast enough. So the pylon goes down. The Phoenix can start to swipe out a couple of more Roaches. The Queen is actually pretty open there. They could easily take it out if they wanted to, but they must be thinking, oh, there's Spore Crawlers around there. So not a good idea. And Hydra's coming out as well. So Leenock looks like he's got a plan. Looks like it's going to be a good plan. And as far as Ruin's plan goes, not so sure. He's got additional 3 gateways, which puts him up to 4. He's got a robo facility. So a robotics bay for Colossus right now would be a very, very good option. I mean, I assume that Ruin has seen the High Templars. He's getting a Templar Archives. No, Twilight Council, sorry. I always get those two confused. And, oh, there come the Roaches. You're going to get taken out. Going to be scared off ASAP. So, yeah, it's either Storms or Colossus. And given the Twilight Council is coming out, it may be looking like Storm. Which is, which is not a bad option. He's going to need to get that gas up, though. And he's doing pretty good. But, yeah, the third base is going to be essential if you're getting a very decent amount of Storms out here. So, yeah, but we do have a 4th base coming out for Leenock. So he's definitely pushing out the economy very nicely. He's continuing to be a large amount of workers ahead. Very, very nice job there. It's not that Ruin doesn't have enough workers. It's just that Leenock has way too many. And now he's really pushing out with the army. He's got a ton of Hydras out there. 11 Hydras is a very decent amount. And Ruin is just sort of thrown together a bunch of units. Not really a great counter for anything that Leenock really has. He's just hoping to get out here with and just try and hold this off. With all the Hydras, the Phoenix are not going to be that good anymore. Hopefully a bunch of force fields can help him out quite a bit. But I just don't know. He really, really needs to get more units out. And Leenock has got such a great army right here. He's only 10 ahead, but with a large amount of Hydras. And Hydras are good at destroying every single unit that Ruin has right here. So the more Hydras he has, the more that Ruin is just going to suffer. I mean, it's really, really that simple. We do have Blink coming on the way. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Maybe for some sneak attack. It's not really going to help him against these forces too much. I mean, he can blink his Stalkers away, keep them alive a bit longer, but the fact is, Stalkers are a horrible unit to be throwing against Hydras. So you blink them away, and that lets them survive a little bit longer, but they're still going to die eventually, because when they go up against Hydras, they're just not that good. I mean, it's just straightforward, they're just not that good. So Ruin definitely needs another option, and we haven't really seen him go for it as of yet. He does not have the Templar Archives, he does not have the robotic space, so Colossus and High Templar, as of yet, are not really an option that he is seems to be considering. There we go, Templar Archives coming down, and he's really, really going to have to push out hard to get the Storm, to get the High Templars out. He's getting the gas out, but whether he'll survive long enough to get a decent amount of High Templars on the field, that's anybody's guess. Looking at this army right here, I'm not so sure he is, because this is a very, very dangerous force by Leenock. And Ruin is just not equipped to deal with these units, man. I mean, the Lings are going to shred the Stalkers. The Hydras are going to shred everything else. Even yanking out an Immortal there to stop it doing as much Roach damage as it would like to. You see this Immortal's got 10 kills, 11 kills right now. It's shredding the Roaches, opening up the Hydras, and that's pretty good. So it looks like Ruin is going to hold on here just by taking out all of those Roach numbers so easily. And then, I mean, that gives him the numbers game. So even though the Stalkers are bad against the Hydras, the Immortals shred the Roaches so easily, and then, I mean, Ruin has the numbers game. He has the army advantage simply because he's been owning those Roaches so easily. And the Lings, I mean, the Lings, they did a pretty good job versus the Stalkers, but eventually they did get wiped out as well. And here we go. A bunch of High Templars getting wiped out. We've got Storm on the way. So Ruin just has to buy time right now to get his Storm army out. But, man, oh man, oh man. Look at what Leenock has coming out right now. It is none other than Broodlords. He has really shot in for the Broodlord tech. And these guys, I mean, you could not pick a worse unit to go up against the Broodlords than High Templar. I mean, they can Storm. Who cares? These guys have 1,000,000 health, man. Storm is not going to do jack against these guys. So, yeah, he'd have to hit them with like 3 or 4 Storms to kill them. And he does not have that many spare Storms to throw around, especially with this very decent amount of Hydras on the field. All these Lings, all these Roaches. So, 5 Broodlords, I think Leenock is just going to own it right now. I mean, he's got the economy. Ruin has been really getting up there, really doing a great job, but Leenock has the army. And I don't know if he can deal with Broodlords. I don't think he can. I think Broodlords are just going to fold this guy completely. Although Leenock deciding to run, and that's not a good idea when you've got Broodlords because they're so slow, and with Blink Stalkers, running is a horrible option. So if you're going to go in with Broodlords, you better be prepared to commit, because if you end up running, you will lose those Broodlords no matter what. So let's see. He's not feeling good about this, and this could be the turning point. If Leenock ends up losing these Broodlords, this is turning against him right now. He's kept the Broodlords a little bit too close to the front. He could have kept him a little bit further back, but man, oh man. The Stalkers they're really all just dying to take out the Broodlords. But the rest of the army going down as well. The Immortals doing a cracker of a job right here. And look at all the kills. The Immortals have got 22 on that one. So the Immortals really doing a great job at just wiping out everything there. And Ruin I like to say he's back in the game somewhat, but the economy of Leenock is such that he's already macroed out a massive army to throw against Ruin. I mean, while he was losing those forces, he just built up another army, and look how high he is once again. Sending in granted it's just Lings and Mutas, so against Stalkers, kind of, but the Lings going nuts. I don't know why he's dodging. I mean, sending them up against the Stalkers and the Immortals be a great idea, but he decides to go for Workers instead. Stalkers in this mineral line, so the Mutas are going to go for the other one, but this mineral line's empty, nothing left to hit there. I assume he's moved them all over to his 4th base. And yeah, a bit of nice harassment with the Mutas and with the Lings. Not really doing all that much. We have a look at the units lost. Ruin has lost 12 workers, which is not too bad. And obviously he's lost some from that great harassment over there, but it's not an extremely high number. I mean, he may be behind Leenock in terms of harvesters, but you got to remember he's fully mining off 3 bases basically. Well, not so much this one, but he's mining a bit off that. So almost fully mining off 3 bases. Although the defenses on this base kind of looking a bit dodgy. Oh, the Lings coming in just as the main army goes off to defend the 4th base, and Ruin being pulled in multiple directions. Leave some of your forces up there. There he goes. Archon is going to be so helpful, assuming it stays alive, which it does not. It goes down like a ton of bricks. But there we go. The rest of the forces going in. The Immortals being forced to attack Lings, definitely not their most favourite option. But the Stalkers managing to hold out. And so far, Leenock, the pressure he is putting on the economy of Ruin is really, really phenomenal. You can see he's just getting workers knocked back constantly. He's now lost 32 workers, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the macro game is going to start to be all Leenock's in a sec. He was already winning on the macro by enough, and now he's winning by more than enough. He can just keep pumping out a massive amount of units, and we just saw Baneling speed being finished as well, so that is going to be incredible. If he starts rolling Banelings into the mineral line, if he gets a couple of good hits there, it is going to be all over for Ruin. I don't think he can possibly survive a decent Baneling hit on his workers. As it is, his worker numbers are just getting too low. Look at this, down below 50 now, 30 workers behind, and he needs to be building so many Stalkers to deal with these mutas. He needs to be building so many units to deal with these constant Ling harassments. Trying to get in there. Did he really get anything? No. Still only one worker killed, so nothing happening there. Very, very unfortunate, but what can you do? And the muta numbers starting to get very scary. That's 44 mutalisks right there. It's an insane amount. Leenock would be building more, but he has maxed out his army. And here come the Banelings just morphing in right over there, like they own the place. Stalkers are going to catch them out, but the mutas are coming in, and they have sufficient numbers to just wipe out everything. So there we go. Ruin gives the GG, and Leenock is going to be victorious. Just great amount of pressure in this game. He's just constantly sending Lings, mutas, all that sort of stuff at the workers. Kept the worker numbers down. Here's another battle happening over there that we just completely missed, but you can see how good his multitasking is, and really, really good worker harassment all over the map there. So very, very happy to watch this game, and congratulations to Leenock for a very well played game. So yeah, what a game. Stay tuned tomorrow. Another Daily Masters coming up. I will see you guys then. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.